Okay.
There are thousands of worldwide problems that are affecting our planet, but what is taking its toll on our world right now and really hitting us hard is climate change. The biggest part of climate change is that the planet will only grow hotter. When carbon dioxide gets released into the air, the start of climate change is born. Carbon dioxide in our atmosphere makes it harder for us to breathe and traps heat, and that's what's burning our world. The sun's energy and carbon dioxide are mixed together and the world has started to warm. When fossil fuels such as gas, coal, oil gets harvested from the ground and then burned for energy, that's what's burning our world, and that's what's releasing carbon dioxide into the air. It is sad to say, but 37% of the cause for climate change is electricity. When electricity burns and runs through the wires, a little carbon dioxide is let out. Yes, it is only a little, but electricity is used by so many and so much all the time. Transportation is 31% of the cause for the carbon dioxide problem. Carbon dioxide gets released when a car is driving, a plane in the air, or a motorcycle riding down the street. Factories probably contribute the most since they release tons of carbon dioxide into the air and are always in action every day. They release about 19.64 pounds of carbon dioxide a day. The world can't support this much heat. It's starting to dry up. At this rate, by 2034, the planet should be a massive desert. The climate change issue has been a concern since the middle 1900s, but still little action has been taken. From the early 1900s to the early 2000s, the world's temperature rose up 3 degrees. The whole world doesn't stay the same temperature, but each part of the world's temperature rises 3 degrees a century. For some parts of the world, that is really bad since they are close to the equator or have massive heat waves. The temperatures rose mainly by human effects. The US and the Middle East are witnessing the most climate change globally right now. There are some countries that haven't seen that much climate change, but no country hasn't seen any. Extreme heat waves have struck the entire Middle East. The western part of the world are witnessing heat waves that are in process of becoming insanely hot. Some cities in America have already tried to help solve the climate change problem, but are failing. If we have any shot at solving this, then we need at least 60% of American cities to help. The same goes for other countries in the world. They need to have most of their cities pitch in and help as well. President Obama said, "Climate change constitutes a serious threat to global security, and it may risk our national security. And make no mistake, it will impact how our military defends our country, and so we need to act, and we need to act now." Some military bases have been destroyed by overflooding of seas, and others have had to repeatedly move their areas since the temperature has gotten way too hot. If you want to help, here's what you can do. Start walking or riding your bike to places that are close by instead of driving. That would be a wonderful start. The lights, oven, and refrigerator use the most electricity. If we try and put solar panels on some parts of our house to keep from using too much electricity, that really can make a positive impact. If you don't choose to use solar panels, then donate to NASA or other websites like the EPA. These ideas I just gave to you could really fix the climate change problem more than you think. We can't stop it permanently, but we can slow it down. So that way we don't get to a point where people's lives are at risk. If people start taking action now, we can really change the world. We have ignored this problem for too long. Now it is time to start keeping climate change from putting a threat to the existence of the human race. We can only slow down climate change if everyone decides to help.